Loktar friends, hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite orc shaman, doing another orc mode session for you guys. And today was a very learning session for me. This is going to be one of those where I have some awesomeness and I have some failure. Like literally 2 pieces of failure and 2 pieces of awesomeness in one workout. It's going to be a mixed bag today. It's going to be a mixed bag, guys. And you know what? But that's what we do. We keep it real on this channel. I keep this training 100%. You guys will see my successes. You'll see my failures. It's all right there. Where was the failure today? Squatting. Couldn't squat today. But that's happened a couple Wednesdays in a row, hasn't it? I get 2 sessions to where I get my peak single, then I get my back off work, and then what happens? I'm out of steam. Well, there's multiple factors involved here. Multiple factors involved. Number one, I'm doing the back off work. And I'm going heavy on the back off work. And then I'm deadlifting every day behind it. Now, some people are going to say, well, Jason, the deadlifting is the problem. Yeah, but I want to deadlift every day. I will make this system work. What I'm doing is taking this sort of system that other people have done who have done it with squats and other things, but they aren't doing it by throwing the deadlift in, and I want to make it work with the deadlift. And it's a matter of fine tuning. And here's what I've come to realize. I've watched the way my bench has accelerated because we had some awesomeness on the bench today. I added even more back off work and exploded through it. My bench is thriving in the back off volume. My squats are floundering. And here's what it comes down to. My back off work is too heavy. See, my bench back off work isn't really that heavy from an RPE perspective. And the bench is a less taxing exercise. So I think that's what's killing me, the fact that I'm deadlifting along with trying to do heavy back off work on the squats. Because today, 405, it was all I could handle. I got to 405, and yeah, it looked decent enough, but that was heavy. I realized that's all I had in the tank. I dropped down and I did 315 for pause beltless work, and I realized something when I did that pause beltless work. I felt a nice burn in my quads, but I didn't feel that same fatigue I'm getting when I'm doing other back off work, and I've realized that's what I need to do. I rebuilt my squat with volume pause beltless triples. That's how I got back to 405 after taking 2 years off. I got it back to 405 doing that. In fact, I got up to where I was doing, the best I did was on my, because I was doing concurrent periodization. I did 7 triples in one day with 370 beltless paused. And then when I went to go try to hit a 405 squat, I was able to hit a 405 squat immediately. That's when I went into the Bulgarian training, right? So what I need to be doing is paused volume back off work. And I need to just start building that volume up. But not with weights that are so heavy that the bar gets slow. It needs to be like I'm doing the bench, those long pauses on the chest. I'm sinking it into my chest and pausing on the back off work, and it's thriving. I'm getting better and better at the back off work. That's giving me more training volume to grow from. Well, I need to be doing that with the squats. I'm already getting enough extra heavy work in my lower body from the deadlifts. I'm doing a deadlift every day too, even though I'm undulating the intensity because of the grip stuff. I don't need extra heavy work. I need to be getting a little bit of volume in that is still explosive because we're training for explosiveness. If people wonder why do I stop at triples, like, well, why don't you just do 5s or 8s? Or well, because I'm training for explosiveness. And you can't do more than 3 reps in a set explosively. So I think I need to take the same approach to the back off work on these squats that I've been doing for the bench because it's working quite well and I'm adapting to it just fine. So because I've tried both approaches here and the bench one's excelling and the squat is just floundering doing it, what does that tell us? It tells me that the way that I'm going to adapt is going to be the other route for now. So I'm going to start easing into that. And I'm going to see if that will allow me to keep hitting a heavy single. Now, granted, it's always bad after my heavier pulls with the straps. I always struggle a little more the next day on a squat. But we're going to have to adapt to it eventually. Because that deadlift's not going to get any lighter. Believe me, guys, it's not going to get any lighter. It's going to get heavier. So bench, though, we had a win. We had a win. I added another back off set. Because I'm getting so used to doing these, yesterday I did 3 back off triples instead of 2, right? Well, today I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not overtrained. It's systematic fatigue on the squat. It's not systematic, it's localized. It's my quads, things like that. A little bit of my back. Mostly my quads. They're really fatigued. They're struggling. to adapt. But I can bench just fine. My bench is slowly creeping up, and I'm adding volume and weight slowly. So it's definitely not overtraining, because my bench would be going down. In fact, my bench goes down immediately when I'm overtraining. Even if I'm training with too much volume and my calories are too low, my bench plummets immediately. Today, though, it just keeps accelerating. It's excelling. It's doing great. So yeah, we did 4 back off triples with 282.5 on this close grip, and I sank them all. Sank them into the chest, paused them, exploded. And none of them are slow either. Everything was fast. So that's basically 12 extra reps with these 4 triples done today. This is working great. I think I need to be doing lighter paused beltless triples on my squat and see if that gives us the adaptation we need. Let the quads do some work without burying myself, because it's hard enough doing the heavy single every day on the squat, or trying to, and then deadlifting later in the same day. I've got to learn to adapt to it, and I think the lighter weight squats will give me what I need. That way I can start really accumulating volume, because so far I'm like 3 weeks in to doing the back off triples, and I'm not accumulating volume. I'm not able to accumulate volume on the squats. And granted, my RPE is really high on the squat, higher than it is on the bench probably. But again, we've got to overcome this. And so I'm going to have to find a way to accrue volume. And I think scaling the weight back, checking my ego at the door, not going, man, I need to have over 400 pounds on all my back off sets. That's my ego. That's ego, guys. You got to learn to check your ego with your back off work and things like that. You have to. You have to. And so I'm not accumulating the work capacity that I want. So we need to approach the back off work from a different perspective, a perspective that's going to have less axial loading, less systematic fatigue, and it's just going to give me the extra volume I need. So again, I'm going to scale the weight back further on them. Do pauses, maybe even do them beltless. I'm thinking that's the way to go. People say, why don't you do a front squat? Because I really need to be back squatting, guys. Like, the last thing I need to do is less volume on my back squats. I'm not saying maybe at some point I shouldn't add some front squats for some volume at some point. But that doesn't mean at the expense of taking back squats out. I need to be doing more back squatting, not less. So, but the benching went good. Look at that. Every set was good. Every set was good. But today, hook grip deadlift, I had a failure, and then I had a win. And I noticed I was going to do this totally raw, no tape. And everything was going good till I did my second warm-up here on camera. And I loaded up 505. I'm like, you know, I want a PR on this today. My thumbs are doing a little better. So they're still healing, but they're doing a little better. I'm going to do 505. I want to pull over 500 pounds with the hook grip, right? We need to show that this is working. And I need to keep challenging myself with it. That's the only way to adapt, is to challenge yourself. And yeah, you guys watched me full 575 with straps the other day. That'll go up. I'm not going to stop at 575. We're going to keep pumping that up a little bit every now and then. But this hook grip's got to be mastered. And I noticed I put 505 on, I looked down, and I could see blood through my chalk. My right thumb actually ripped open with only 375. That's how bad a shape my thumbs are in. So I taped it up. You guys will see the right thumb only. I've got one wrap of tape. It's not around the whole knuckle. It's just around the part of the thumb that ripped. So it's not like 2 inches, of tape across there. It's just a 1-inch strip. And I missed this hook grip. It slipped. 505 slipped. Second fail for me today. I lost the hook on the right side. The tape, it felt too slippery. I went back, put some chalk on that tape, because I said, no, to hell with that. I'm going to pull over 500 with a hook grip today. I'm doing it. It's happening. All right, more chalk, more cowbell. And watch this, bam. And notice, guys, I'm doing a couple little pulls there. I'm just testing my hook grip to make sure it's seated right, because I'm still getting used to this. I'm only haven't been doing this that long. But this time, look at it. Hook grip held. We locked it, set it down. Then I decided to do one back off double overhand pull, just for some extra grip work for today. Because you guys are always asking, what do you do for grip work? I do pinch blocks. Sometimes I'm doing some of this. I'm like, I need to do more double overhand holds just to get some extra grip training. And it wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's start doing some of that too, right? Yeah, and it gives me an extra pull for some extra training. And so then we got some grip work. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.